Hello and welcome to Mythcast. I am your host, Jesse Voctor Rain, and today we're going to be looking at a best of three series between two mythology players. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, he is our blue Terran. His name is NiftyNathan! And opposing him in the upper right hand corner, he is our orange Protoss, a returning player. He switched to League of Legends for some time, but now he's back in StarCraft 2. His name is Resolve! Both players sporting the old mythology logo, as you can see here. That has now been changed. It looks very, very sexy. Thank you, Odin, for the new logo. You won't be seeing it in this best of three. This was recorded. Well, I said this was recorded. The replay is from a few days ago when Resolve first came back into the fold. Now, we're going to be on Frost. It's going to be a PVT. Unfortunately, Resolve using his barcode. One thing I really wish players would stop friggin' doing, because they have not learned that we don't use Starboard anymore. We use Game Heart. That's what everyone uses now. And unfortunately, that means you are stuck with whatever your in-game name is. So now no one's going to know that this guy is Resolve. Except, of course, for us, because we are awesome. So, I imagine we're going to see some standard play. This was really just to get a sense of where both players are at right now. Nathan, of course, is essentially our team manager, as I want to call him. Maybe team captain is a better phrase for it. He very much deals with all of our in-game stuff. He deals with the players directly, whereas I'm more of the out-of-game. I'm the front-facing part of mythology. I deal with the replays, I deal with the tournaments, I deal with interacting with MSI, and all the fun jazz. So Nathan going to be going for a fast expand. Meanwhile, Resolve's first gateway is coming up. He's only got the one gas so far, with three in kind of an older style of Protoss. Generally nowadays we're seeing more and more of the double gas at 15, with two workers in each, and then moving into a second gate at 19. So it'll be interesting to see what he wants to do here. Whether he himself is also going to be looking for a fast expand. This is Frost. It is an incredibly large map. And that's the kind of thing you tend to get. Nathan's going to finally scout his opponent, catching it on the second attempt. And he's going to see the timing of that second gas. Sees that coming down at the 15 worker mark. So not that particularly strange. It's just the amount of gas he's taking. It looks to be a very tech-heavy opening then. He's going to be taking the gas at this point, at the 16 worker mark. Meanwhile, first Stalker is being warped in as we speak. Chronob is coming out on that. It'll be interesting to see. I really want to see if we hit the supply, the second gateway, because he's chronobussing out that first Stalker, but he has seen this front base going down. He's seen the bunker going down, so he knows he's not going to be able to do too much of that. So yep, he is just going to do this. 5 workers in gas. I'm still very intrigued by that. Tend to see 4 or 6. But this could be a reaction to the fact that he wanted to go a tech-heavy, aggressive opening, and is instead switching up, reacting to his opponent's style. Nathan going to be clearing out these rocks. That bunker is going to finish up, and that means he's going to be nice and safe from any stalkers that are going to come and hit his front and try to be annoying. There's this probe out on the map with the Xel'Naga Watchtower. Could easily put down a forward pylon and just be genuinely annoying. Going straight into a Twilight Council here from Resolve. So looks like he's going to be utilising the Blink builds. Yeah, that's the way I think this is going to go. I don't think you're going to see DTs from him. I really think we're going to see some kind of perhaps a 7-gate Blink all in. Very, very strong, of course. Once again, Frost, a fantastic map for it. Look at all this surface area. You have to blink up into the main base and bypass any of these kind of static defences the Terrans like to put up. Mothership Core is out, just making sure there's no aggression coming his way, and Blink is started immediately. So really, what it's going to come down to now from Resolve is what timing he wants to hit. Does he want to get upgrades behind this? Does he just want to get Blink as fast as possible and hit as soon as possible before his opponent can really react? Second gateway is going to go down along with the third. You're going to see more and more gates added. I really do think we're going to see him go all the way up to 7 gates. I feel like that's where this is going. Meanwhile, lots and lots of barracks are being added by Nathan. So again, kind of this old school Terran style versus Protoss, whereby you get your expansion as fast as possible, you throw down a bunker to defend against those stalkers and that stalker pressure, and then you just throw down 4 racks and get nice and defended. So I'm liking the play from both players right now. It's going to be interesting to see exactly where Resolve wants to go with this. Does he want to just throw everything he's got at Nathan and try and break him as early as possible? Or is he just going to try and transition out from this into something else? I mean, it's not the easiest of transitions. Really, when you're getting Blink this early, you're sacrificing a fair amount for it. And you're going to be pumping a lot of your gas into Stalkers. As we can see, the Stalker's already coming out. You want to use that Mothership Core for Vision, of course. The patch has not hit yet. That actually comes out today, I think, which changes the Mothership Vision range, the Mothership Core Vision range, from 14 to 9. So that's going to be a huge change in how Protoss works, essentially. Their Blink All-In's going to be a lot more difficult to achieve. Now, this is nice. This is nice. Nathan, keeping most of his army up here, waiting for that Blink All-In to hit. Let me see. He's not seen any of this. There's been no scout of this sort. And wow, okay, so it's a Templar Archives follow-up. So just a 3-gate Blink into High Templar. And that's definitely something I haven't seen too much of lately. But then again, I haven't seen much StarCraft lately. It's taken me some time to get back into it. Doing the SC2 Improve Winter League qualifiers, doing Epic Land, really fun stuff. These Stalkers are going to come in here, they're going to try and take down this bunker. They are going to get it. The SCVs were not ready to repair, so the bunker's gone. Mothership Core coming down, but the first Stalker falls, second Stalker falls. That's 3 down, another one's damaged. The Time Warp's there, but the Time Warp only affects units as they move forward, so these Stalkers are getting absolutely hammered. And that is a fantastic defense by Nathan there. Nathan looking very good in that defense, and I found that really strange by Resolve. Like, he came up, he killed that bunker, and then he just did not utilise that Blink at all. And the whole point of Blink is that you don't have to engage these static defences. That you don't have to do this straight stand-up fight with your opponent, and yet that's what he went for. So, perhaps not the greatest of choices there by Resolve. Meanwhile, though, Templar Archives is researching that Psystorm. So, Templars always a really good follow-up to this. I mean, you're going to see the Terran play get so much bio out, and Storm is just going to absolutely wreck face. Our first 2 medevacs are now going to be on the way from Nathan. His third base finally going down. Should be finishing around the 10:30 mark. I imagine he might actually wait to morph that into an orbital before landing it here, but we'll have to wait and see. He does have to be careful. This pylon is right there at the front, and I don't know if he's going to go far enough to see it. Does look like he's pathed that way, though. It's something that's going to be really important to find out. There he goes. Okay, so now he's going to be safe. He's going to morph it to an orbital before he moves down there, though. I think is a wise choice. Third Nexus also going down for Resolve. So both players expanding around about the same time. Nathan with a slight advantage. Let's take a look at the workers. Yeah, Nathan will have that economy advantage because he went for the defense early on with, of course, mules. That's always going to help you. How much does he know about his opponent at this point? Still absolutely nothing. And this is the one thing that's kind of letting him down. He's not going to be prepared for these High Templars. He doesn't know they're coming. I mean, he's getting an armory up. He's about to finish +1 attack. And that'll be nice. But we do have the Double Forge coming down with Chrono Beast. Very easy for Resolve to catch up or even get ahead when it comes to upgrades. Meanwhile, Resolve just really looks like he wants to defend this third base right now. He needs to get that economy up so he can start to hit that Death Ball army of the Protoss. Going to be able to just pump more and more units out. And right now he's aware that Nathan is moving out to get him. This is a large army pushing out with those 2 medevacs. The third base is now down, so he is going to be able to recreate this. He has to engage effectively, though. He needs to be really careful of those Psystorms. And here we see it. First Psystorm goes down, nice with the Time Warp there as well, but this is good control by Nathan. He's splitting his army out, he's moving them about. Those are 3 fantastic Psystorms though, and the medevacs are not able to heal this army quickly enough. However, the High Templars are all going to fall here. They're trying to morph into Archons, but that will not keep them alive, unfortunately. And now Resolve in a little bit of a predicament here, because he doesn't have any army to defend against this army of Nathan without the High Templars, without any way to deal with this just a huge massive bio coming towards him. I just don't know if he can hold it. He has +1 attack and +1 defense finishing, but that's not going to be enough. There's no Kadaran Amulet anymore, so these High Templars aren't going to be able to do anything. Nice use of the Time Warp there, though. These Zealots are going to get stuck in and do some real damage, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough here. Great feedback there on the medevacs. The medevacs now with no energy means these Archon, well, this Archon will clean everything up here. He's going to try and speed boost away, but everything is going to get cleaned up, and Resolve does survive, but bear in mind that was literally just surviving at that point. Nathan very close to taking the win there, and perhaps just a little bit of indecisiveness from him. If he'd have attacked early, if he hadn't have allowed Resolve to warp in that second round of High Templars, to warp in that huge round of Zealots, he may have just held on. Meanwhile, another push out coming. He's at 1-0, his opponent's at 1-1, so he has to be careful about that. He's also about to hit 1-1. They're not going to be too much of a problem for a while, and he will have +2 attack before his opponent, unless Resolve really wants to hit out those Chrono Boosts. And I think, well, I don't think he can afford to do that, because he's going to need those Chrono Boosts for gateway units. He really, really needs to get some gateway units out right now. This is a very, very small force. We do have the High Templars though, and this army is not split. This is getting very, very tense. One big stim means he will take down this Nexus, and Resolve is going to be trapped on 2 bases for a short while. He needs to be able to break down this ramp and take this army. Nathan, it looks like he's just going to be checking up back behind here. Does not want to engage into this army here, which is fair enough. There's a fair few High Templars there. Excuse me. This is still a really nice and defensible base. And meanwhile, Nathan is just going to pack up and go home. He feels happy with that. Now, I'm not too sold on that, to be honest. He has a nice worker advantage. He has the income advantage. But, of course, the army advantage, he's just going to go towards Resolve. The longer he lets this game go, there are oh, my word. There are 5 ghosts on the way, however. And those ghosts will definitely help. I mean, that's going to be a huge, huge boon to him in dealing with the Archons, dealing with the High Templar. Man, this Zealot. Hero Zealot actually forcing Nathan to micro in his own base, but keeps the Marauder alive. Nothing much going on the sides of the map. Both players really just gearing up for the next big fight, getting their upgrades out. The Protoss player now will be on +2, and his opponent Nathan is on +2 attack, +1 defense, +2 defense, and +2 attack on the way from him. Personal cloaking also on the way for those guys. Nice big drop here from Nathan. Double drop into the main and into the natural. Gonna get some economic damage done. But really, where he wants to be hitting is in his opponent's army. That's what he really wants to take down if he can. If he can start taking down those pricey gas-intensive units, like the Archons, like the High Templars, that's really going to be it. He wants to hit with this army now. His opponent is distracted. And this third base, it will absolutely fall at this point. There is no saving that. Scan goes down up here just to make sure his opponent doesn't have any High Templars waiting. And there's a long path out for Resolve, so no way he could defend that. And for Nathan, I honestly think he could just go home. He's got his Ghost here right now, and he could hit some good EMPs. Those Archons are all fairly forward. The High Templars just behind. So this looks like an engagement time. We're going to see the EMPs going down. We are not so far. Okay, great EMPs there on the High Templars. The High Templars are completely energyless. Ghosts and, well, just Terran Bio starting to fall. There's not much energy left on those medevacs, and the Archons will start to clean this up. But this was a fantastic engagement there by NiftyNathan. He moved out, he took the third base, he cleared those High Templars of energy, and he's starting to get back into this game, continuing this pressure up. Robo Facility is done, Colossus, Robotics Bay rather, is on the way, so we are going to see Colossus added to this army, but Nathan does already have the +1 ship weapons, which will allow him to make that Viking switch if he has to. This is a huge drop coming the way of Resolve. Once again, Resolve's pathing up into his main base is very, very slow. Excuse me. So he's going to start to use critical buildings. I'd love him to have killed this bay here. And that looks like that's what he wants to focus on. I don't think he's going to get it though. The Zealot's going to be here too quick. But this is not a great place for the Zealots to engage. Great feedbacks though, going down on those medevacs. And Nathan has to get out of dodge. However, the army totally out of position. Once again, that third base is cancelled and it's going absolutely nowhere. Resolve, as we can see down in the bottom of our screen there, really struggling for income right now, especially gas. Being restricted to just this 4 gas income, and right now only 1 worker in this gas as well, is really hurting him. Meanwhile, look at the amount of ghosts Nathan has. I remember once upon a time when I first met a young lad called NiftyNathan in Mythology. He didn't know how to build a ghost. He didn't understand TVP. See this? This is what we call understanding TVP. You get a fuckload of ghosts and you go and kill your opponent. So, once again, Nathan's going to be moving out. I mean, the first Colossus is done. We do have a second Colossus on the way. Nathan very much aware of that. Just to see, I mean, he has the ship weapons level 2 now on the way. So I would not mind seeing him make a Viking switch. Even if it's just throwing down a second star pot, which in fact he is in the middle of doing. So, Nathan already preparing for what his opponent is about to do. And here he goes. This third base, once again, is going to be forced to cancel. So, Resolve still stuck on just 2 base worth of gas. And Nuke is in production. Because that's what we really love. We love our nukes. Who doesn't? 2 Colossus out. I mean, 2 Colossus is a fantastic addition to this army. It's not going to be as affected as much by the EMPs. EMPs going down on all those Zealots, however. Oh my word, this is a huge engagement. Nathan with a nice concave. The Ghost actually dealing a lot of damage. EMP's going down everywhere. The personal cloak as well. The Colossus are going to fall because there's nothing left to buffer for them. And Resolve is in some trouble here. As Nathan looks set to take game number 1 over Resolve. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. And I'll be back next with game number 2 in this best of 3 series.